Hi, I'm Whitney with Fareway and Sensible Health, and today we are cooking the easiest chicken tortilla soup recipe you are going to find anywhere. It has 8 ingredients total and it takes less than half an hour. So let's get cooking. We're going to start with 32 ounces of low sodium chicken broth, 1 10-ounce can of enchilada sauce, and you can use mild or medium depending on how spicy you like it. But we're going to add some really spicy tomatoes, so you might want to go mild here. And 2 cans of the Fareway brand diced tomatoes with green chilies. And it's important to get with the green chilies because I've omitted a step of adding jalapenos in here to add spice. Instead, I replaced it with these tomatoes with chilies in there to add a kick. 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And 1.5 teaspoons of cumin. We're going to use 1 12-ounce bag of frozen corn, and we're going to use frozen because it helps cut down on the sodium compared to if we were going to use canned corn. And I'm going to add the whole bag, but you could really add as little or as much corn as you like. And this is where I've saved you a ton of time. I've taken 1 Wonder roast chicken and pulled all the meat off the bone, and I've used dark and white meat to get a nice combination of flavors. And this is the meat that we're going to use in our soup today. And our very last ingredient is 1 can of Fareway black beans. But with black beans, you always want to drain them and rinse them. So we're going to step back to the sink and get all of the little white bubbles off of these beans. So one of our last steps, we're going to give all this a stir to combine and then put it on the stove and let it simmer for about 15 minutes or until all the flavors marry together. Our soup's been on the stove for about 15 minutes, and now I'm going to show you how to serve it. Per cup in this recipe, there's only about 160 calories, 3 grams of fiber, and 12 grams of protein, because you're getting lots of protein from those beans and the chicken that we added. And we're also going to keep our toppings pretty low calorie so that we don't ruin any of our New Year's resolutions. So this wouldn't be chicken tortilla soup if we didn't put some tortilla chips in it. So I'm just using some crispy rounds, and we're gonna crunch them over the top of our soup. We're gonna touch it up with a little sharp cheddar Fareway cheese. And I've also saved some calories here on where you would usually add sour cream. I'm gonna add plain non-fat Greek yogurt. It's high in protein, low in sugar, and it's always fat-free. And last is just some fresh cilantro, which goes really nicely in any kind of dish like this that has more of a Mexican flavor to it. Serve it with lime wedges. And also remember that since this soup makes such a big batch, you can also freeze some of it. And it freezes really well for a couple months. You can leave it in the freezer safely and just thaw it out and eat it any time of the year. So if you want this recipe or any others, you can visit fareway.com. And remember, the most important ingredient in any recipe is family.